Hello everyone, welcome to PSIR 300 Plus channel. I hope that you are doing well. So December is going to end. You all need to hurry up and try to be very consistent. Try to focus on the most priority areas from now on only, because when you are very nearing to the examination, prelims examination, you need to revise a lot. So make sure that the priority areas are completed by January. And for anything that you require, or any kind of assistance, that I'm always available on the given phone number which is there on the advertisement here. Okay, so prelims come mains mentorship is anyhow I am taking up along with PSIR test series classes and mentorship. So it's very important. Prelims is the very first stage of your success, and if you're done with it, then mains examination will be a cakewalk because limited syllabus, and I'm anyhow there with you. The institutions that you have studied, they are there with you. You just need to put all the efforts, whatever, however we guide you. I hope this is all clear to you. You know that we are doing the Modi Moinia series, like a three nation series we are having here. The first leg, the first visit of Modi ji was in the Jordan. It was successfully completed. Later on, he went to Ethiopia. So then he is going to Oman. So one by one, we are seeing all of them. So we have already completed a proper lecture on Jordan. So I'll just put a related video with regard to this lecture, and I also give in the description the link of that particular video. So Modi ji, the many a times he go to the South American nations or African nations, or go to Australia, or go to Southeast Asian nations, you always remember two important things will come in. This is a very important understanding that you have to do. So this is our India is here, let us suppose. So if the Modi ji is going this way, this is called as West Asia policy. If the Modi ji is going this way, this is called East Asia policy. Right, together Modi ji also wants to make sure that we are like if you see the countries which are below the equator, as such they are also called as what, global south. So, and in that global south we are the I guess the largest economy, I guess. Why? Because the whatever the top four are there, that is in the northern hemisphere. So below the equator we are having the south, global south. So we as India want to assert that we are the leader of the global south. So we need to have a lot of relations with these countries, so that they will also sync with us with regard to any kind of reforms that we put forward in UNSC or United Nations General Assembly or WTO or IMF. So they need to support us. That's what the soft power we are actually trying to muzzle up with these countries, and making sure that they are always close to us. Okay, in case of any kind of votings will be there, India will be supported by them. Okay, so this is a beautiful picture of the Prime Minister Modi ji, and also the counterpart, Ethiopian counterpart. Okay, we are having Ahmed. Okay, Prime Minister Ahmed. So you can see that this is the Ethiopia. See in the map, I'm just doing the drawing here. This is the Ethiopia maps. Remember this point, it is not a boundary sharing country with regard to any of the ocean or sea. Again, it's a landlocked country. We have seen yesterday also when we were discussing the India Jordan relationship. I have already told you that time also that India and Jordan especially is a landlocked country. Ethiopia is also a landlocked country. Remember this point here. And Ethiopia is surrounded by Somalia. Okay, Kenya, and you also have what, South Sudan and North Sudan. So the western border of Ethiopia is completely having what, Sudan, North Sudan, South Sudan. North Sudan is not there anyhow, but here we also have another important country which is called as what, Eritrea. Eritrea. So basically, first one country. Let us go clockwise direction. Clockwise is Somalia, Kenya, South Sudan, Sudan, and Eritrea. So we are having almost like one, two, three, four, five countries are there. Okay, Eritrea is like this. Remember this point. This is how the Eritrea looks like, and this is the Eritrea. This is this much only. That's why it is blocking the border of Ethiopia with the Red Sea. I guess this is all clear to you. So we are having the information, a very important information, because a lot of content is there with regard to India and Ethiopia. When we have seen the information with regard to India and Jordan, we have not seen much of the information. But with regard to India and Ethiopia, we are having good sync, because Jordan is not the country which is a part of BRICS, but Ethiopia is a part of the country which is a part of BRICS. That's the reason Ethiopia becomes very important to us, and a lot of initiatives has also been done between these two countries. Let us study them one by one. Prime Minister Modi ji has visited to Ethiopia. That is what is written. Okay, it is a very carefully chosen moment, because when the Trump is doing all halagula across the world, we are just concentrating on the work aspect more. So in India's foreign policy calendar, Ethiopia has emerged. Okay, it is a new in New Delhi's intent to deepen engagement with Africa. That's the reason Recently we have also seen that he has also visited Namibia, then he has also visited Ghana, now he is visiting Ethiopia, then he is also visited we do have what Egypt at part of what BRICS nation. So you are India is having lot of policies intended to what make sure that the African countries should fall in line, not exactly the very harsh word, but should also engage with us in a very elaborated ties. So New Delhi is very much intentful here to deepen engagement with Africa, reinforce its leadership in the global south, that is what we want to do, and prepare the ground for assuming the chairmanship of BRICS, which is going to we are going to get us in 2026. So India is going to hold the chairmanship of it. The visit is undertaken again in the Jordan visit also. It was the King Abdullah who was invited Prime Minister Modi ji to celebrate the 75th anniversary of both the countries' diplomatic relations. Here also it is the Jordan Ethiopian Prime Minister Ahmed Ali has invited Prime Minister Modi ji, sir, please come. We would like to have you on our dinner table. So is the PM Modi's first official visit to Ethiopia and his third visit to Africa this year, because he has already went to, as I've already told you, Namibia and Ghana. After this visit, he is going to Jordan, is already completed. Later on, he is going to what, Oman, I guess he's already there, forming the middle leg of a broader Western Asian African outreach. So we are connecting with Asia and we are also connecting with Africa. Nothing but West Asia policy we are forging here. So these are some of the important details with regard to the visit and with regard to the relationship and the geographical political boundaries of the Ethiopia, which may be possible in the MCQs. Why Ethiopia matters to us, as I've already told you, that it's not that with Ethiopia we are going for the very first time and forging relations with them. We are having a very good relations decade back, just like how we are having with the Jordan. Okay, well before the establishment of diplomatic ties, we are actually doing a lot of investment, trade, education, people to people exchanges are already there. Okay, however, this particular visit is very notable for an immediate reason. Why? Because no Indian Prime Minister had ever visited Ethiopia in the last 15 years. I guess last 15 years is Prime Minister Modi ji only, he has not visited. India's ambassador to Ethiopia, Anil Kumar Rai, has underlined much of the importance. He has given a lot of data with regard to India and Ethiopia relationship. He said that both the countries are the members of the BRICS. This is a very the important point, to maneuver our say with regard to the BRICS decision making. These countries will come up and back us with regard to any of the decision making, which will be beneficial to India and also make India as one of the powerful global South leader. Okay, both countries are the part of BRICS and shares like-mindedness. Also, when it comes to whenever India talk about on international issues, such as India always talk about UNSC reform should be there. India also talks about region issues to be dealt with dialogue, etc. Two-state solutions. India generally promote with regard to Palestine and Israel, and Ethiopia also share the same mind as how we think with regard to international issues and regional issues. They are also like that. Okay, so there is a lot of things that could be discussed before the now we are meeting and we are going to meet officially in 2026 means obviously this particular meeting will have an impact on the next meeting that we are going to chair in the form of BRICS or not. That's why this meeting becomes very important in the line of coming BRICS chairmanship that we are assuming. India is going to chair the BRICS in 2026 with Ethiopia being a very important member over there because it has the African roots. BRICS at the center of the Ethiopia's entry in the BRICS has added a new strategic way to the relationship. Obviously, we can enroll even in Africa, and also we can diplomatically maneuver across many nations. Okay, in Africa itself in future that can give us a lot of geopolitical advantage and also what trade and investment opportunities too. The grouping founded by the BRICS was founded once upon a time by Brazil, Russia, India, China in 2006. Later and joined by South Africa has expanded also steadily in recent years. So Ethiopia joined in the year August 2023. Along with Ethiopia, we also have Egypt, Iran and UAE also joined at the same time, making a very significant expansion of this BRICS summit in which India is a very prominent member. The second important, like we can say, the third important we can say after Russia, China and India. The next is India only. Indian officials have already indicated that New Delhi is going to play a very supporting, very good role in Ethiopia's inclusion, consistent with India's push to strengthen African representation in major multilateral platforms. So how good do we think? So these African countries and also I guess the South American countries are not properly represented with regard to Asian politics, with regard to global world order. So India is continuously pushing that inclusion of African countries, South American countries, so that they should also come in the mainstream and also be a participant with regard to global democratic setup. With India set to chair the BRICS in 2026, in Modi's visit is expected to focus on coordination among members, the future directions of the grouping, and shared positions on issues such as UN reforms. Shared positions means you share the same position like I shared. So let us all together put a resolution in UNGA so that to expand the number of members with regard to UNC and also give more veto powers to the nations instead of having only five. So it is very important that what BRICS do in the next year will make a very good sense with regard to this grouping, what is their take and whether they uniformly have the same voice or they have the shared voice. Let us see that. Okay, it is very important from India's perspective that we have to African outreach program is going on and we have to assert the global South leadership that belongs to India only. PM Modi's Ethiopia visit is a part of broader African engagement. Earlier this year, as I've already told you, Modi ji has traveled to Ghana and Namibia. He has also visited South Africa last month to attend the G20 summit. So Ahmed Ali, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, has also backed India's leadership of Global South. He considered that India is a very powerful country and India could lead the Global South countries to a very great heights. That is what he believes in. He also participated in the third Voice of Global South dialogue chaired by Modi ji in 2024 and attended the inaugural leadership sessions at the second Voice of Global South summit. So whenever the Global South summits are happening, Ahmed Ali, the Ethiopian Prime Minister, is always coming on the invitations of what Prime Minister Modi ji. It means what he has good liking with regard to India and the present leadership. He is happy with it, so he will be a very good voice for us in future with regard to global and international and the regional issues that will be discussed in the major UN organizations. Strong economic and developmental ties we have with Ethiopia. India is Ethiopia's second largest trading partner. Jordan was third. Ethiopia is second. According to India's Department of Commerce, bilateral trade stood between 571 billion, which is very, very less. When we saw the Jordan one, it was around $2.6 billion around. It is in millions only. So very less. So big country, bigger than the Jordan, but still have very less trade with us. So a lot of scope is there with regard to trading here. Okay. India's exports accounted for $489 million while imports from Ethiopia were very, very less. So we do a lot of exports to Ethiopia because it's a very poor and underdeveloped country. We all know well about it. Indian companies have also shown deep interest with regard to investments in Ethiopia. Around 650 Indian firms have licensed investment exceeding $5 billion with about $3 billion already realized by the Ethiopian officials and Ethiopian government. These investments are there in various sectors of economy like agriculture, textile, manufacturing, engineering, water management, consultancy services. In all of these areas, our people have invested in what? Ethiopia. India is also one of the Ethiopia's largest sources of concessional finance. So whenever we give loans to any other country, no, we give in very less amount. So that is what we call it as concessional loans will give very less interest rate will take. So more than $1 billion in lines of credit, nothing but if we are exporting the goods to the Ethiopia. So if the Ethiopia does not have money, they can draw the money from the RBI and they can pay to the exporters, okay, of Indian exporters. So that's how we are giving them was line of credit, nothing but when you are having in Bajaj, okay, you are having line of credit. No, in the same way you can withdraw whenever you want to. So Ethiopia is also given $1 billion of line of credit and it has been extended even for what? Rural electrification, railways and sugar industry. Sectors likely to feature in talks, obviously all these sectors, education, health, all the sectors are there, whether they are technology, digital technology, okay, mining sector, digital public infrastructure like UPI, scanners, etc., cyber security. On many areas, India is having good ties. India is going to have a good relations with what? Ethiopia and trying to develop their various aspects of economy. The visit is going to discuss the entire gamut of relationship between both the country as an official said. Okay, when you talk about agriculture, it's a very key focus because 80% of Ethiopians still depend on agriculture. Thank God we are not here. We are at 46%, I guess, with regard to agriculture dependency. We are going, and here, wide-ranging areas are being discussed according to the officials. The official name is what? RAI. Renewable energy cooperation is also intended with respect to Ethiopia through International Solar Alliance. We are extending International Solar Alliance even to Ethiopia, likely to feature prominent. India plans to roll out International Solar Alliance backed projects in Ethiopia, including solar rooftop, off-grid solutions, and solar-powered pumps. Basically, these are all very important for the development of agriculture and to make sure that sustainable electricity should be there in Ethiopia with regard to agricultural protection. agricultural production. People to people links, if you see, people to people ties remains a very strong pillar of India Ethiopia relations. Indians have lived in Ethiopia since the late 19th century, with teachers playing a very major role during the imperial era. Our teachers have went there and taught them the education. Today the Indian diaspora is around very less, because in Ethiopia only 2500 Indians are there, whereas we have seen in Jordan that we have around 17,000 Indians who are living, with many working in education and industry. The community is preparing a cultural welcome for the Modi ji. 2,500 members will be welcoming Modi ji with regard to the Indian culture resonating in what Ethiopia, and we have already seen the Vande Mataram was sung and Modi ji was clapping with hand high. So a large number of activities, including recreation of songs and poems, are planned on the eve of 16th December. That is like yesterday happened. India diaspora will present a memorable welcome for the Prime Minister. And the last one, as India prepared to lead BRICS, Modi's Ethiopia's visit underlines a very clear message. Africa is going to be central to India's vision for the global South, and Ethiopia will be a key partner in shaping the future. So has been very clear from the government documents and the government voices that we are going to engage with the African countries as much as we can, because we want to make the global South more stronger. We want to make the global South more heard in many of the world important platforms. That's what the Modi's vision is there. I really love this vision. Giving empowerment to these nations are the need of the hour, as we all know that they are battling with poverty, they are battling with skilling, they're battling with backward technology, they are battling with climate resilience. Okay, so we are going to help them out in some or the other way, so that they also come up and rise, like just like how we have done. I hope this is all clear to you. Those who are watching me, do subscribe to the channel, do follow me, do share with all of your friends, and do join my PSI classes, test series and mentorship. The advertisement is there always on the left side of your slide. Okay, I'll see you in the class. Take care, have a nice day, bye bye.